You don't have a decade to prepare anymore. The world isn't waiting 10 or 15 years for change. Industries we once thought were untouchable are already starting to break down. And it's not happening in the distant future. It's happening right now. In this video, we're looking at 15 major technology shifts that are actively reshaping industries. Let's get straight into it. Number 15. On-device AI and edge intelligence. AI isn't just in the cloud anymore, it's moving onto our devices. In mid-2024, Apple rolled out Apple Intelligence, bringing small AI models directly to iPhones and Macs, while bigger tasks are handled through secure private cloud systems. IDC predicts that by 2027, nearly 60% of all PCs shipped will be AI PCs. That's huge, because when AI runs locally, it cuts out the need for constant cloud access. Industries that made money from cloud subscriptions, storage, and server-side processing are suddenly watching their business models dry up as the devices themselves take over. Number 14. Industrial digital twins. Why build, break, and fix in the real world when you can test everything virtually first? That's what digital twins are doing. Companies like Siemens and Nvidia are creating full-scale simulations of factories, ports, and even energy grids. Rotterdam Port is already experimenting with this. McKinsey reports that digital twins can slash maintenance costs by up to 30%. The market is projected to skyrocket from €16 billion in 2025 to €240 billion by 2032. That means industries once built on physical prototyping, inspections, and trial and error are being replaced by faster, cheaper, virtual systems. Number 13. Tokenized finance and on-chain assets. Money itself is being rewritten. In 2024, BlackRock launched a tokenized U.S. Treasury fund on Ethereum, and by 2025 it had nearly $2 billion in assets. Today, tokenized real-world assets on blockchains are worth over $26 billion. What used to take 2 days in traditional finance now settles almost instantly. As this grows, the middlemen, fund administrators, banks, transfer agents, are being cut out. The old system of delays and paperwork is giving way to instant, software-driven transactions. Number 12. Brain-computer interfaces, BCI. Controlling machines with your mind is no longer science fiction. In 2024, Neuralink's first patient could move a cursor using only thought. By 2025, another patient with ALS edited and narrated a video entirely through neural signals and an AI-generated voice. Competitors like Synchron have already implanted devices in multiple patients. Analysts expect the BCI market to reach over $6 billion by 2030. It's starting in healthcare, but eventually, keyboards, screens, and even rehab devices could be replaced by thought-controlled systems. Number 11. Autonomous drones and delivery. In August 2025, the FAA proposed new rules for beyond visual line-of-sight drones, covering payloads up to 1,320 pounds. Companies like Walmart have already completed over 150,000 drone deliveries since 2021, and Zipline has logged 100 million autonomous flight miles worldwide. By 2030, drone logistics could be a tens of billions dollar industry. That means fewer courier trucks, fewer inspection jobs, and a shrinking last-mile delivery sector, because what once took fleets of vehicles is increasingly handled from the skies. Number 10. Direct-to-cell satellites. Imagine your phone connecting straight to space, no towers required. In 2025, SpaceX's Starlink began testing direct-to-cell service with T-Mobile. Ast Space Mobile has already made the first satellite-to-phone 4G call with AT&T. This market could exceed $20 billion by 2030. For telecom companies, that's devastating. Roaming fees worth billions suddenly look shaky, and rural internet providers face direct competition from orbit. When your phone can talk to satellites, a lot of ground infrastructure becomes obsolete. Number 9. Synthetic biology and gene editing. Biology itself is being reprogrammed. In late 2023, the FDA approved the first CRISPR-based therapy for sickle cell disease. Since then, dozens of gene editing trials have launched for cancer, heart disease, and more. The synthetic biology market could reach $3 trillion by 2030, and lab-grown meat alone is expected to top $1.50 billion by 2028. Industries like agriculture, livestock, and big pharma, which rely on recurring treatments and farming cycles, face disruption when cures and lab-grown proteins become mainstream. Number 8. Physical AI, humanoids and cobots. Robots are no longer stuck behind factory cages. In 2025, NVIDIA introduced GR00T, a foundation model helping humanoid robots learn tasks from language and video. Tesla and Figure AI are already piloting humanoids in warehouses. By 2030, humanoid robotics could be a $38 billion market. This isn't about gadgets, it's about replacing human roles in logistics, assembly, and even customer service. A slow but inevitable shift from human to robotic labor is already underway. Number 7. Autonomous vehicles and flying cars. Self-driving taxis are already on the roads in Phoenix, San Francisco, and now Los Angeles. Meanwhile, companies like Joby and Archer are working with the FAA to launch electric air taxis before 2030. Analysts estimate the autonomous vehicle market could hit $2.3 trillion by 2032. Parking lots, trucking, ride-hailing, even insurance industries, all of them are going to shrink as mobility shifts to fleets that don't need human drivers. Number 6. Perovskite tandem solar cells. Solar just had a massive breakthrough. In 2025, LONGi announced a record 34.85% efficiency for perovskite silicon tandem cells, while Trina Solar achieved 30.6% efficiency at commercial scale. Traditional silicon cells max out at around 25%. This leap makes solar cheaper and more powerful, threatening fossil fuel plants and utilities that rely on expensive operating costs. When the sun becomes this efficient, old power economics collapse. Number 5. Self-driving labs and AI drug discovery. Even scientific research is being automated. At Argonne National Lab, an AI-driven system called Polybot is conducting experiments without humans. At NC State, a self-driving chemistry lab produced 10 times more data than traditional setups. In pharma, AI-designed drugs are already entering clinical trials. With R&D worth over $200 billion a year, traditional research pipelines, and the jobs tied to them, are being cut out as labs start running themselves. Number 4. AI versus AI cybersecurity. Cybersecurity has become a machine versus machine battlefield. The US launched the DARPA AI Cyber Challenge in 2023, and Microsoft and Google now deploy AI copilots to monitor and respond to threats in real time. With cybercrime costs nearing $10 trillion annually, human-only security teams can't keep up. Companies built on ticket queues and slow manual responses risk being left behind as AI battles AI in real time. Number 3. Post-quantum cryptography. Quantum computing threatens the encryption that underpins global finance and defense. That's why the US has already standardized new quantum-safe algorithms. But here's the problem: it could take a decade for organizations to fully migrate. That means sensitive data stolen today might be decrypted in the future. Entire cybersecurity vendors relying on today's encryption face obsolescence as quantum computers advance. Number 2. Fusion energy and AI-driven demand. Fusion has reached ignition. Multiple labs have achieved net energy gain. Private firms like Commonwealth Fusion and Helion are racing toward pilot plants that could bring fusion closer to reality. Meanwhile, the International Energy Agency projects that global data center demand, mostly from AI, will double by 2026. Fossil fuel industries worth trillions depend on scarcity pricing, but when abundant clean fusion power meets soaring AI demand, coal and gas risk collapse. Number 1. Agentic AI and the GPT-5 era. At the top is Agentic AI. In August 2025, OpenAI launched GPT-5, powering ChatGPT and Microsoft Copilot. It scored 74.9% on SWE bench coding tasks and 88% on advanced tool use benchmarks. This isn't just autocomplete, it's AI that can plan, reason, and execute tasks like an expert. Knowledge work, worth $15 trillion globally, is at risk. From consulting to research to law, industries once thought untouchable now face real disruption as AI takes over workflows. These are the 15 technology shifts already reshaping industries and accelerating their collapse. The future isn't waiting, it's unfolding right now. If you like our video, do subscribe, like and share as a motivation for us to produce more videos.